I know, it's July. Most of us are still thinking about pools, cookouts, and trying not to melt every single time we walk outside. But while normal people are enjoying the summer, major retailers are already filling shelves with pumpkins, ghosts, witches, and enough fake skeletons to assemble a small army. And for Etsy sellers, that means one thing. It's time to start thinking about fall. Because the sellers who have strong Halloween seasons aren't waiting until October to create their products. They're watching what shoppers are beginning to see right now, looking for themes that are repeating across multiple retailers, and figuring out how those ideas could translate into products that make sense for their own customers. So today, I'm sharing 5 of the strongest Halloween and autumn trends that I'm watching in 2026, along with some ideas for how Etsy sellers can actually apply these ideas to their own product lines. For those who are new here, my name is Starla, founder of the Handmade Alpha Academy for Etsy sellers and manager at erank.com, Etsy's most popular SEO tool. And one of my favorite parts of what I do is trend forecasting, sometimes before we even have solid search data to support these trends, as in before your competitors even know the trends exist. See where I'm going with this? When you start seeing the same colors, themes, animals, moods, imagery, patterns, textures, and overall aesthetics appearing again and again across places like Michael's, Pottery Barn, Anthropology, At Home, Pinterest, and other major retailers, shoppers are also gradually becoming more familiar with those trends. And even though they may never type the exact name of that trend into Etsy's search bar, that repeated exposure can influence what catches their attention when they are shopping. So rather than asking, what product should I copy from this trend list? I want you to instead ask, how could I translate this theme into the type of product that I already make? That's where trend forecasting becomes useful. And with that said, let's jump into our first trend. One of the biggest overarching Halloween trends that I'm watching this year is something that I'm calling Halloween Rewind. And really, this isn't about one specific decade, as I'm sure you've probably noticed when it comes to most of these retro-themed trends. It's about Halloween nostalgia in general. We're seeing shoppers and retailers pulling inspiration from several different generations at once, with vintage signage, old-fashioned party decorations, analog textures, folk art styling, handmade-looking decor, and imagery that feels like the Halloween from your childhood, regardless of whether your childhood happened in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or the early 2000s. Michael's has actually centered a large portion of its own 2026 strategy around what it calls Halloween Rewind, tying the trend to renewed interest in analog living, throwback decor, and nostalgic aesthetics from previous generations. And what makes this trend especially useful for Etsy sellers is that nostalgia works really well with handmade products, because your products don't necessarily need to look perfectly polished. In fact, slightly imperfect illustrations, hand-painted details, traditional crafting techniques, faded colors, retro typography, and products that feel like they could have come out of an old Halloween decoration box can actually strengthen the overall aesthetic without the need to seek absolute perfection. Just be sure that you're only borrowing from the aesthetic of an era and not using any copyrighted characters, movies, brands, or other protected intellectual property. You don't need somebody else's character to make something feel nostalgic. Sometimes just a faded design and the right fonts are enough to instantly make something feel retro and vintage without actually having to be retro and vintage. The next trend is one that you're either gonna really love or hate, and that's creepy carnivals. Think vintage carnivals, old circuses, creepy clowns, fun houses, striped tents, fortune tellers, carnival tickets, carousels, popcorn buckets, and if you really want to get spooky with it, add a few scary clowns. This theme is appearing from several different retailers at once this year, which tells me that we're likely about to see a lot more of it soon. Michael's has incorporated vintage carnival art and sideshow-inspired magicians into its seasonal collections. Lowe's just released a collection of freaky clowns, and Pinterest mentions circus-inspired interiors as a 2026 trend with its Funhouse forecast. This is a perfect example of why you should think of trends as themes rather than products. A jewelry seller could create pieces inspired by fortune tellers. An illustrator could build an entire collection around original sideshow characters or spooky carnival food. A wedding or party seller could create creepy carnival invitations. A candle maker could create scents or packaging inspired by carnival food like cotton candy and popcorn. There are so many individual motifs inside of this overall aesthetic, which gives sellers a lot of room to interpret it in a unique way that fits their individual brand. Another major trend that I think Etsy sellers should be watching very closely is called Vamp Romantic. In fact, Pinterest actually named Vamp Romantic as one of its predicted trends for 2026, while Michaels independently moved into a very similar territory with its Enchanted Romance collection, using crimson, black, dark florals, and doomed romance with a heavy focus on Romeo and Juliet. And I really like this one because it isn't limited to just Halloween, especially with the bookish crowd. Dark romance has been growing in popularity, both on Etsy as well as on social media, giving sellers a lot of room for marketing off-platform. The theme incorporates things like black lace, deep blood reds and oxblood tones, roses, antique jewelry, ornate frames, candlelight, romantic gothic typography, and obviously vampires. This kind. Not the sparkly kind. This is one of those themes where I would think beyond Halloween and ask whether you could build an entire idea or collection around it for your brand, especially if you already sell in the bookish or even the gothic niche. Trends like these that connect with an existing lifestyle or an identity tend to give sellers a lot more room to grow than trends tied to one specific holiday, because they become evergreen, even if they were originally inspired by a Halloween trend. For many, including myself, Halloween is a year-long thing, and this is a great trend for those who may want to target something a bit more evergreen than just pumpkins and ghosts. And speaking of ghosts, what hobbies might a ghost have if they roamed the earth like you and me? For as long as I can remember, the basic cute little floating sheet-shaped ghost has been everywhere. You know, the little white blob with two little black eyes. Why am I describing what a ghost looks like? Anyway, the point is that this year, ghosts are starting to become actual characters with their own cute little hobbies. We're seeing ghosts reading books, drinking coffee, gardening, baking, crafting, wearing little cowboy hats, playing instruments, hanging out with their ghost groups of friends. Oh, sorry, they're ghoul friends. Basically, if your niche includes some type of hobby, you could make a product with a ghost doing that hobby. It's niche plus ghost. Think about your ideal customer and give that ghost their personality. A bookish shop could create reading ghosts. A gardening shop could create plant-loving ghosts. A coffee shop could create caffeine-addicted ghosts. A Western seller could create cowboy ghosts. You could have sewing ghosts, gamer ghosts, teacher ghosts, tattooed ghosts, baking ghosts, hiking ghosts, mushroom foraging ghosts, or little customized ghost families. Take your niche and give it to a ghost. Ta-da! You have an on-brand seasonal product. The final trend that I want to talk about takes that exact same idea of giving seasonal characters more personality and applies it to something that people are already emotionally obsessed with, which amplifies it even further. Their dogs. And helping me to share our final trend is Sugar Bear. You guys better be so nice to her because she is super shy. Say something nice in the comments. Go on, say something nice. When doing my Halloween trend research, I was shocked by the sheer amount of seasonal dog imagery appearing across autumn and Halloween decorations. We're seeing dogs dressed in costumes, dogs with pumpkins, ghost dogs, skeleton dogs, dogs dressed up at dog parks, dogs wearing fall sweaters and bandanas, dogs with footballs, dogs incorporated in cozy autumn scenes, and basically every possible variation of a dog enjoying fall more than any dog realistically cares about fall. Do you care about fall, Sugar Bear? Wow, I didn't expect you to have such a strong opinion. Thanks for sharing that with us. Pottery Barn, Michaels, Anthropologie, At Home, and other major retailers are all featuring autumn or Halloween dog decor in their 2026 seasonal collections. But for Etsy sellers, you don't have to just make Halloween dog products. You can create products around specific breeds, specific hobbies, or specific niches. And depending on what you sell, this idea could translate into apparel, mugs, ornaments, pet bandanas. That list goes on forever. I'm telling you right now, if I found a shirt with a dog that looked just like Sugar Bear sitting in a pumpkin, I'd buy it in a heartbeat because people love their dogs, especially when they have a big fuzzy noodle head. Customers aren't just buying a dog decoration. They're buying the dog that reminds them of their dog. The more personality you can build into these familiar seasonal themes, the easier it becomes for shoppers to form an emotional connection with your product, because that's your product with their dog on it. Ultimately, the biggest mistake that you can make when using trends is trying to chase every single one of them. No, you don't need to suddenly redesign your entire Etsy wedding shop just because creepy carnivals are popular. Unless it fits your niche, in which case, send me photos, because that sounds really cool. Instead, look at what you already sell and who already buys from you. Then ask yourself, which of these trends naturally fits into the brand planet that you've already created? Maybe you already sell pet products, and seasonal dogs are an obvious direction for your fall collection because it just makes sense. A lot of these trends are just now emerging, but trends like these often become stronger through repetition and exposure, as in shoppers repeatedly encounter the same themes across major retailers, and those ideas become more familiar, and then that familiarity can eventually influence what they notice, click, and buy online. Now, obviously, I couldn't possibly fit every single trend that I found into a single YouTube video. The full report that I created for this month is almost 80 pages long and covers dozens of emerging Halloween, autumn, harvest, and Thanksgiving themes, along with colors, imagery, aesthetics, retailer examples, and product directions that I'm watching as we head into the fall selling season. And every month, I publish one of these deeper trend reports for my Patreon members. These reports are designed to specifically help Etsy sellers see what's coming before everybody is making the exact same products. So you can take those early signals, adapt them to your own niche, and start planning products while those ideas are still gaining momentum. So if you enjoy these trend videos, but you wish that you could go about 50 trends deeper, you can find my full monthly trends digest over on Patreon using the link down here somewhere. Okay, until next time, Sugar Bear.